Welcome to Chiro 101. Dr. Nate Sikora here, and it is my absolute pleasure to be able to share with you things that I've learned that you can share with others. My heart's desire is to see you succeed. When I can learn creative ways to fill people up and see them succeed, I am living my heart's desire. Chiropractic has given me an ability to help people with my hands, but more importantly, as a doctor, I'm supposed to be a teacher. And we want to make sure that you, every day of your life, are able to make wise decisions for your health, your family, and those you love. Because when we are healthy and vibrant and can make good decisions, our society's better, our relationships are better, and our health is better. So we're going to end up talking about allergies tonight, but what I want you to really think about is how does the structure of my body affect the function of my body? How does the structure affect the function? Your body was built intelligently to support life. Your spine shouldn't wear out for 125 years if you take care of it. The joints in your spine, the discs in your spine shouldn't show arthritis for a long time if you maintain a good posture with good curves from the side that absorb shock, with a good straight position from the front in which that allows your body to be strong. But what's common is our bodies become hunched and slouched. They become crooked, stuck at a desk or in a truck. This deteriorates the function of our body in many different ways. And our body will start to show arthritis and breakdown earlier than that 125 years if we don't start to do things differently. Chiropractic is built on the premise that the structure of your spine and the movement of your spine will affect the function of your nervous system. How do we describe that simply in chiropractic? We're going to get to allergies and how this relates, but the first thing I want to talk about is this safety pin. This safety pin is the simplest way you may be able to help express and talk to your friends and people who don't know about chiropractic or don't understand chiropractic like you may after tonight, is you use a safety pin. In a safety pin, we use this example to say, hey, if your body, the head, your brain, is connected to your body, we'll say this circle here, if it's connected in a closed loop or a closed system, then your body can communicate from brain to body and body back to brain. Chiropractic recognizes something called subluxation, which is an excessive stress and strain and pressure that ultimately deteriorates the function of that system. That excessive stress and strain and pressure happens into nervous system level, in which that nerve becomes disconnected between the brain and the body. That's a subluxation. The first thing that happens isn't pain when you have this. The first thing that happens typically is dysfunction. You may be a little tight. You may have allergies. You may have digestive problems. You may have constipation. You may have a whole host of organic issues when your body is not communicating from brain to body and back. A chiropractic adjustment simply allows your nervous system, that master controller, to reconnect. An adjustment brings you back into connection between brain and body. Simply put, a chiropractor helps your body function at its best by reconnecting how it was built to work and function at a healthy level. Allergies are just an example of a dysfunction down the line in which our bodies became overstressed. Your nervous system is the very first system to develop. At the moment of conception, you have a little bit of gray matter at the moment of conception. That gray matter ultimately forms the brain, and from that, you form the spinal cord, which comes down inside of this spinal column. So your brain and your spinal cord are the very first systems to develop. Why? They are the master controller. From that development, little buds come off of the spinal cord, and those little buds become your heart, your lungs, your liver, your stomach. Those are all well and good and very important. But if we look at what is protected most in your body, is it your nervous system, your brain and spinal cord, or is it your organs inside your chest? Well, we all know that your ribs could crack very easily, but your spinal column and your skull are very strong. So if we look to how we were developed, we know how to support the most important system of the body, that is your brain and your spinal column. How do you support it? How do you prevent and support your body from not becoming dysfunctional and ultimately diseased? Well, we take care of it. That means that we are going to try to limit our body from excessive toxins in our food, our water, our air. And every workshop that we do will have some focus on how do you remove stress from your spinal column and your body. You may need to change your thoughts. Our thoughts are things, and stress to our body can increase stress to our system and cause subluxations, which create a whole host of other problems. Stress definitely kills. And lastly, traumas to our body. We may be able to prevent some of the micro traumas, the bad posture we put ourselves through, the excessive work we may do, the positions, the postures, the repetitive actions. We can change that. We may not be able to change falling out of a tree when we were a kid, or the birth our birth process itself, but to help reset and retrain the body back to normal. That's why we make a chiropractic adjustment. The chiropractic adjustment, more than just a pop or a click. If I just pop my spine, I may get a neurological response, but more than likely, you just get some mechanical aspirin. An adjustment is a very qualified and specific force into your system, into your nervous system. It may or may not have a pop, but that force is to reset the connection between brain and body, performed by a chiropractor and trained to do that. I bring this all up because your body is intricately connected. Every cell, organ, and tissue of your body is connected through your nervous system. Your brain, out your spinal cord, and back. When the body starts to have issues, then that means that there's likely dysfunction at the spinal level. And if we're adding to that dysfunction and not correcting it, it could start to snowball into other issues. Your immune system is the most important system that has kind of gone out of control when we talk about allergies. Your body senses a somewhat harmless allergen or pathogen in your body. We'll call it an allergen, not really a pathogen. It's harmless. Cat dander, pollens, maybe foods. The list can go on. But these things become more of a reactor in your body. Your nervous system, which is in control of your immune system, is getting the wrong signals. Your immune system ultimately becomes hypersensitive and overreacts. That means that our nervous system must be reset and retrained in order to try to allow our immune system to rebalance, to regain function. Chiropractic adjustments have been shown to improve the function of the immune system. Sometimes changing the type of immune cells we have can help. Sometimes down-regulating that or regulating it properly is important. So how does chiropractic help with allergies? The first step is just to reset your immune system. I can't tell you the amount of people in their first year of working with me who said, you know, this year I'm a teacher, and this year I hadn't had to take many days off of school being sick, or any, where I used to always call off. Our systems are strengthened when they're adjusted properly and in the right way. Your structure improves your function. Allergies is a dysfunction. Another way chiropractic can help allergies is not because we have this magic adjustment that stops your body from creating histamines. We don't have an antihistamine adjustment. We have a regulatory adjustment. Your immune system is what changes that immune system, and the immune system is what releases histamine. Histamines are ultimately what cause watery eyes, runny nose. Those are a histamine response. If we can keep our body from creating too much histamine and help our body to regulate, which means remove that histamine, we are helping the allergy reactions. Adjustments can also very much help the drainage of the lymphatic system. If you get on the vibration platforms that are in our office, we help your lymphatic system to flush out. That's your sewer system. When you get adjusted, we help that drain. We help take all the toxins that are sitting in that sewer system, all the immune cells and the allergens that are supposed to be getting drained out and washed out, that may be stuck in the upper respiratory system because you're not draining well. When we make an adjustment, that drains right out. I can't tell you a number of people who have been adjusted that say, oh, my sinuses just released immediately. When we improve the structure, we let the function of the sinuses improve. Your body was built to filter and to cleanse you, but if it's stagnant and stuck and restricted, it becomes diseased in some way. Chiropractic likes to use the term dis-ease. It's a lack of ease. Our bodies were built to heal themselves, but when we put on toxins and traumas and stress, our body becomes in a dis-ease, a lack of ease. Adjustments help to create balance and ease, which leads me to my second point, is stress. Chiropractic adjustments have been shown to reduce stress in our body. That chemical response of cortisol is a response to stress, but it also weakens our immune system. When our bodies are under stress, typically allergens are more active. You may find, oh, I was fine yesterday, but today's so bad. It might be the pollen count, or it may be the fact that your body's under stress and not working at its best. Getting an adjustment reduces stress and allows the body to function at its best level. If your body is under inflammation, which is a reaction of your immune system and that histamine reaction, then chiropractic adjustments can also help to reduce inflammation by improving sleep and detoxification. When someone's adjusted, your melatonin levels are increased and higher. The fun study was done with truckers, and what they did was they would adjust them at the end of their shift, and they would measure the melatonin levels to see if they had increased compared to the normal or the group that wasn't getting adjusted. And the group that was getting adjusted had much higher melatonin levels, meaning more quality sleep, deeper and better sleep. Sleep heals, sleep rejuvenates, sleep reduces stress, and therefore getting an adjustment helps you to sleep and helps to reduce allergen response. Allergies can be very complicated. It can come from many, many ways. It can be hereditary, they can be due to exposure when you're young, but many of these things can start to lead us down a large treatment pathway that usually doesn't have a lot of success medically, but can reduce the symptoms. In my office, we want to make sure that you know, first off, one of the easiest things, especially when it comes to younger children who haven't had allergies as long, who may have subluxations at a shorter amount of length of time than adults, benefit even greater from the adjustments. That's why in a month, on June 4th, we're going to be doing a kids check day. If you have kids and you've been in our office but haven't had them checked, there's no cost to bring them in. If you know someone in your neighborhood or a friend at work or school, where you worship, have them come in to get checked. If they've been curious about how chiropractic may help their children, have us check to see if they have subluxations. Understanding that your body is intricately connected, built to heal, the chiropractic adjustment allows to connect that healing force in your body properly. So allergies can be very complicated. Knowing if you need an adjustment is quite simple for me. It's quite simple. Your body will show me if you need an adjustment, and that may help to reduce or eliminate the causes of allergens. Again, we are doing a Patient Appreciation Day, June 4th. We're trying to focus on kids. We'll have a bounce house for any of you who are just, want to bounce around. And we'll also have some games around. But remember, adults, definitely you guys will get tickets and we'll be doing some prizes. We've got those new massage chairs. We'll probably be raffling off some of those as, not the whole massage chair, you can't take that home, but a use of them because there will be a few for them eventually. So, pay attention to ways to get tickets and have fun. And if there are kids that need checked, let us know. Remember, if you miss this or you ever want to get extra credit, which is part of a way to get tickets in our office, look for worksheets online. If you go to our workshops that are that are post, they already happened, our recorded workshops will have worksheets. If you fill those out and bring them in, you get punched to get tickets. You could win, or not win, you would just be given different prizes. So make sure you look for those and you can learn things. Look for our emails. We'll be getting more of those things up so you guys can stay attuned. And when this comes back out, you might learn something from the blog. So make sure you check. Guys, have a good night. Bye-bye.